I am going to take you through my post-workout hair today, and I get questions about this a lot. I do have a saved story on my Instagram account. If you want something quick to reference ever, then there is that. But today I just wanted to take you kind of through the process a little bit. Typically I would do this right after I get done working out, or a lot of you are going to work out and then you're heading right to work or something like that, or even like out for the night, whatever. So if you're doing that, then feel free to work out as hard as you want. And then I get pretty sweaty when I work out, and so it's just part of, I don't know, my post gym hair situation. I just have to like deal with that sweat. So for me, I work out and then I come home and I shower off. I have like a removable nozzle on my shower, and so I'm able to kind of like avoid my hair. You can also do a shower cap or something like that if you are getting a lot of moisture on your hair. So you want to avoid that as you are trying to salvage, especially if you're trying to like make curls last through it. My hair is not curled yet, so I'm going to be curling it today. But if I have curls already in it that I want to kind of like try and salvage as much as I can, then I'll take my hair out of my clip and I'll let it kind of relax as it's as I'm driving home and things like that. So there's a lot of things to think about when you are planning to salvage your hair, but it's worth it. Thanks. You look like you took a shower. I get super duper sweaty, but I will bring a towel, like a personal towel, and I'll like dab off. And so this is my makeup still through my workout, everything. And I just dab all the time dabbing. So it has had a while to dry, which I know sounds like crazy if you're just starting this process. It's just, you just literally let the sweat dry into your hair. Your natural oils are really good for your hair, and so it's not necessarily a bad thing. The odor and bacteria is a bad thing, which is why we bring in dry shampoo. But for now, so I still have like a little bit of damp hair around here and the base of my head. So I'm just going to take my blow dryer and dry that out. So if you hop out of the shower, say you're like at the gym or something like that and you're heading to work, then hurry and shower off and then just blow dry out the dampness of your hair. You go all of this. It also gets more volume and grip into your hair, so you'll end up being able to do braids easier and all kinds of stuff. So your sweat actually helps the styling process quite a bit. So we are just doing this here. Lip and cheek is sandstone, yes. So, all right, so we're dry here. And again, it's been like 2 hours. I came home, showered, talked to my kids, I ate lunch, all kinds of stuff. So if you have time to just let it dry, just do that. Okay, so I'm using my Lange Deja Vu dry shampoo. If this is like my first day, so I washed my hair yesterday. So if it's like day 1 to 2, usually 3, I have to use something stronger. Usually like day 1 to 2, I can use this. It's really lightweight, doesn't have like residue or any of that stuff. So it is really nice. So I just lift this up and I just work in sections and I work it through all of this, just a couple spritzes as we're going through here. I do a touch here, just spritz. Don't get too close. I'm pretty far away. And again, depending on how thick your hair is and how dirty it is, then you may use less than me. So just play around. You can always put more, but it's really hard to take it away without washing. So start with less and see how it builds up. Okay, so I kind of just part everything out, and then I will work this in, not necessarily like scratching your scalp, but just using your fingertips to like make sure this is worked all the way through. So I wash my hair about every 8 to 9 days or so. Yeah, this dryer is awesome. So on days that I needed something a little bit stronger, I do love Lange's Stronger Dry Shampoo. I also love Sexy Hair, has one, the Volumizing Dry Shampoo. IGK has one called First Class. It's like a charcoal one. So those are a couple, I don't know, switch them up. There's a lot. Hask brand has one that's, I like their coconut one. But anyway, so there's like a bunch of different ones, but just play around with it, because you'll know, like when you find one that you feel like works with your hair and gives you the texture that you want, whether you want a really clean feeling or you want like more grip and stuff to it, you'll find one. So there's a lot of options. Lots of questions about my makeup. So you can just message me is probably the easiest way, but I do personally help people with color matching and with building custom palettes to get like this exact makeup look basically. So I love helping with that. There's a lot of videos on my page about makeup. So if you are interested in how I do it or any of my makeup looks, I do have lots and lots and lots of videos, but please just message me because I'll totally help you personally. So, okay, I think I've caught up on a couple of the messages or the comments. Okay, so I give it like a minute or two. Sorry, I didn't tell you what I was doing. I was just gonna answer some questions while I let this sit in. So I just let it sit in. If you're like getting ready in a hurry or something, then, you know, just do your makeup really quick. And then you can take your blow dryer, and I actually like to use my Lange brush that has the boar bristles, but you can just use a regular brush too. So on the days that you don't wash your hair, can you rinse it with water in the shower? I wouldn't rinse your hair out, but you can rinse, obviously you can rinse your body. But I think rinsing your hair, you'll just end up, I don't know. For me personally, that's like never really recovers. So, okay. I am now going through and just brushing this out here and down here and all of this up here. And then, especially if you're using a thicker dry shampoo that maybe leaves like a white residue, something like that, then use a blow dryer and come in and blow dry out the dry shampoo. So you can even take the brush and just lightly pull and blow dry this out. And again, that helps with the odor, with the bacteria, and with adding volume and grip to your roots. So use a blow dryer. There you go. Hi, this is all my hair. Welcome. Okay, so now we are going to pull this forward, and you can see it doesn't look terrible, but I mean, it is pretty freshly cleaned. But I did get super sweaty. I purposely did a really intense workout today. My calories are at 861. So I purposely did that so that it was not like, oh yeah, you just do a simple workout and then your hair totally recovers. I like wanted to show you, no, you can like hit it really hard, sweat, and recover. So, okay, here we go. I don't know what that means, Carmen. All right, so now I'm just gonna grab chunks. Typically, I pull my hair up and use really clean sections, but today I don't really care about it being super precise. I kind of am just going for like a beachier look. So I'm gonna do a rope curl. I'm using the 25mm attachment for my La Cinq wand, but there are great deals happening right now. Like holiday deals are already in full swing. So I linked the holiday deals for you, so you can go and grab, oh my gosh, I didn't even plug this in. Ugh. It's not gonna curl if it's not turned on. Okay, so I am going to answer your questions while this heats up in just a second. Here we go. Okay, I set mine to 410. I love that it's adjustable. Yeah, it totally just depends on what you want your outcome to look like. You feel like it almost teases your hair. You have super thick hair. Yeah, so you'll probably want to use like the vented brush or, yeah, that's probably honestly the best one. If you are having a hard time like getting through your hair because it's so thick, I feel like the vented one is the most like penetrating. So, yes, that curl looked so different because it looked almost like this, exactly straight. So we are just going to work. I still pulled all my hair, like sectioned it in the back like this, and then pulled it all forward just so I kind of like know where I'm going. And I'm going to start from the bottom and pull forward. Any extra tips for fine hair that gets oily? So for fine hair, I feel like one thing you need to realize is that you're never going to go, honestly, like much more than 5 days is like, I would say you could work yourself up to maybe 5 days. So I think have that as like an ultimate goal, but literally 3 or 4 days is totally fine. So when your hair is really fine and you have that, especially if it's like a light brown and fine or like not colored, something like that, you just have a slippery kind of texture to it. And so it just tends to not last as long between washes. So in that case, I would say to experiment with different dry shampoos and then make sure that you're not running your hands through your hair as often as possible so that you can not be adding extra oil to it. And then you can use the blow dryer method like I just showed, and that will help you to distribute the dry shampoo and not have like a bunch of extra bulk. So a lot of people, when they're putting dry shampoo on, especially on top of sweaty hair, and then they're not brushing it out or blow drying it out like I showed, it just gets like more. There's just like, it's just sticky, and that's not good for your scalp. It's not good for your hair follicles. It'll clog them all up. So I think all those things are important because your hair will end up feeling even greasier if you aren't like brushing it out, blow drying it out, using a light enough product, stuff like that. Okay, this should be hot now. I'm doing rope curl. I'm just working from the back forward, and I am going to just add some like kind of loose waves here. So thanks. How do you train your hair to go longer between washes? You have hair as long as mine and you wash it every day. So I would say push it 1 extra day every 2 to 3 weeks. You do have to like gradually move into hair training. And so it's really important that you're caring for your scalp. Kind of like I talked about, we don't want extra buildup happening. And you only need to add an extra day every couple weeks. And you kind of just want to like, you want to eventually get it to the point where it's like, this is like, uncomfortable day. And then maybe you push it like 1 more and you wear your hair like in a slicked pony that day, or I'll like usually throw a hat on or something. If I don't have time to wash my hair that day and I want to kind of push it 1 more day. So I'll usually like throw a hat on or a headband or something like that. Or slick my hair into ponytails. You'll see it usually on like the 8th or 9th day of my hair washing cycle is almost always a ponytail or something like that. So there's ways that you can kind of push it a little bit, but don't push it too far, too fast. Otherwise your hair will never really adjust. And what you're trying to do, like right now where you're washing your hair every day, you're basically telling your head, hey, we need to produce a bunch of oil because you are removing all the natural oils and your hair is needing oil. So your scalp is naturally producing as much as it needs to. And so by going gradually, you are training your hair in a very gradual, natural way, and your scalp, mostly, I said hair, but you're training your scalp to produce less oil because you are going to allow that natural oil that's already being produced to nourish your hair so you just don't need as much. It's the same concept as like using a moisturizer on your face or using a great makeup product that's not like sucking the life out of your face. Your face will be oilier if you do that. And so by using like better, more hydrating skincare products and makeup products, you are basically training your face to not need to produce as much oil. So the same concept goes for your hair. So hopefully that's kind of making sense. That's why you need to go gradually. Otherwise your hair is just going to be like, whoa, crazy overproduction of oil. And you'll be like, this is a nightmare. I can't do this. So you just need to know that it's like a long process. Okay. What about mixed or curly hair? So for curly hair, typically curly hair needs moisture and is pretty dry. And so for that, I would try and find like a conditioner, like a dry conditioner, something like that, and make sure you're putting that on your ends. Or there's like sprays that you can like rehydrate your curls and kind of like revamp them. But I think that it's really, really good for curly hair, especially to go longer between washes, because you need that hydration that your scalp is providing with your oil production. So you just need to be more considerate of your ends, because your ends are going to dry out without, oh my gosh, my cat. Hey, kitty, come here. Your ends are going to dry out without like that conditioning treatment in the shower. And so make sure that you're doing like a deep treatment on it when you do wash it. So what is happening there? Oh my gosh. Okay, your daughter's a swimmer and she's in chlorine a ton. So if your hair is saturated with chlorine, I personally feel like using a gentle shampoo to get it out, not like a purifying shampoo or something like that, but using something hydrating and gentle is a good idea, just because chlorine is really intense. Chlorine is really intense and we don't want that on your hair. So that's really important that you get that out. For my daughter, she's a swimmer too, and we have a leave-in treatment that we put on her hair first. So before she goes swimming, we will saturate her hair with conditioner, and we'll put it up into a shower cap or a swimming cap so that her hair is being hydrated and contained, so that all of the bad chlorine stuff doesn't like penetrate as much. What's up? What are you doing?
Talking to the kitty.
Speaking of my little swimmer, she's right here. Okay, so, hi. Are you gonna take him? No. Okay, go like color or something.
Come here, kitty.
All right, so I have this half curled and I've used, do you need him? You're okay. Okay, so I've used the 25 millimeter and I've gone pretty big chunks and not held it for super long on especially these front parts. And I am running my hands through it. So if I want my curls to last super long and not be relaxed, then I won't run my hands through it till the very end. But Nadia, I don't really know what you're asking. So, but I am using my Longe wand. This is the 25 millimeter. All right, here we go. So that's what I'm going for: beachy waves, bigger chunks, stuff like that. So, go like colors. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I know. These kids that are like doing this virtual school, I'm just like, I don't even know what to do it. My nails are acrylic, but they are not dip. They're just colored acrylic. I was doing on myself until I think I've had them done now twice, and it just was taking me like 150 years to do them. It took me like 3.5 hours every single time. So I was just like, I'm done. My place opened up and I was like, yeah, going back there. But my daughters have gotten really good at nails, so now they do their nails all the time and we have all the stuff, so it's really fun. I'm just trying to justify why I shouldn't be doing my own, but okay. Have I ever used the Launch oil on wet hair? I don't know. There's like a couple different oils, so I don't know if I have or not. Depending on which one you're asking about. I haven't used a Launch oil though for a while. I did just recently use the Barrage mask though. I love it for when my hair is just feeling really I don't know, dry and kind of worn down, then I will use that, and then the Barrage one, and I'll use the Rehab for like kind of the in-between, like if I feel like my hair is doing good but I just want a little shot of hydration, then I'll do that. So I kind of switch it up. It's really, really good to switch up your shampoos and conditioners and your deep treatments because they're all going to target your hair in a different way. And so it's just nice. Thanks, friends. Okay. The detox oil, I don't think I've used it because that's not sounding familiar. So, goodness gracious. Okay. Almost done curling. I am going to hold a couple of these pieces. I don't want to hold the ends because I want that to relax, but this top I do want to keep a little bit of the curl, and so I'm going to hold that up because it will curl and hold better. Thanks, friends. Okay, and as we move towards the front and we're using smaller sections and the hair is getting a little bit thinner and it has more tapering and layering, so it's not my like thickest, longest strands, then I won't need to hold it as long. If you do hold it as long, then you will end up with really tight curls around your face and really relaxed curls around the back, and we don't want that. So sometimes too, with the ends being thinner than the top and the base, I'll wait to wrap the end until the very end, and I'll just wrap that for a second so that the top has time to heat through and then the ends don't get too curly. So here we go. Last piece here, right here. And again, keeping that separation so that it ends up being a relaxed curl, not a super tight curl. So what's the smallest barrel you can buy for a curling wand? I think on its own, the smallest one is 25 millimeter. If you buy the LeSync bundle, it comes with a 19 millimeter, which I really love. I use the 19 a lot. But yeah, okay. So here we go. I'm gonna let this cool for a second. If you just start running your hands through it, it'll just relax a little bit. So I can still feel the heat of this front section. So I'm gonna let that cool for another minute. What's my secret for keeping knots away? You need to hydrate your hair. So make sure you're doing deep treatments and stuff like that. That will help a lot. But at the base here, if you're getting like a lot of knots down here at the base, I like to spritz a little marula oil down there, or spritz it on your fingers and then run your fingers right down through there. It just kind of helps soften everything out and you don't get as many tangles under there. So all right, this is cool enough now. I'm gonna run my hands through that. So here we go, post-gym situation, freshly curled. Now I don't need to recurl again, probably until the end, till I wash it again. So if you do already have curls and you are trying to salvage them, so if you're doing this process but your hair's already curled, then you may need to just touch up a few pieces, but you should never have to like recurl your entire hair unless you have like short hair and it really, like your sweat like saturated all of it or something like that. Or if you put it up on your head and you created a lot of kinks. So I like to use like a butterfly clip or something so that I can take my hair like this. Hi.
I had to give him a bath.
A bath?
Yeah, he stepped in paint.
Oh gosh. Okay. I just like flip it on top of my head and then I go like this so that there's not a ton of kinks happening, and then I work out like that. I always look a little bit insane at the gym, but then when I take it out, it's more salvaged. So I am gonna go check out what happened with a cat in acrylic paint situation that just happened out there. So I am going to go do that, and I will check you guys later. Thanks, bye.